Hey guys, hello, and today we're going to be learning how to animate a domino run inside of Blender. So it's going to be something like this. I made this for my reflections project. So yeah, so in this video we're going to be learning how to do that and also how to add color to it. So let's get on with it. So now you have opened up Blender and you will see the splash screen. You can just get out of that. And for this, you should always start out with making the dominoes because at the end, making the planes and all of that physical things is easier, but the dominoes and how you're placing them becomes hard. So you don't need to delete your cube or anything. You could just you should go down to scale and scale it across any axis, but I prefer the Y or X axis. That just makes it a lot easier until you get a considerably thickness that you want for your dominoes, and then scale it up to the Z, in the Z axis for the length that you want for your domino. And there now you have a domino, but you want it to be sitting on top of something. So you should first of all move this up so it's sitting on top of that grid and then make a plane. So we'll start off with putting this on top of the grid because currently it's in the middle of it. How do you do that? Well, we enter edit mode by pressing tab and then we select these four, 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. We just use our boxing and select only those 4 edges, S, and then play cursor to selected. This makes your 3D cursor go there. So this is your 3D cursor, the one that moves when I click somewhere. So you shift S and say cursor to selected. And that will put the cursor right there. Next, you go out of tab now and say object, set origin, and then you say set origin to 3D cursor. Now when you press N on your keyboard, you can see that the Z right here says -2 point something meters. You should just click on there and press 0. And now it moves it up so that you can make this sit on top of that grid. And then just press Shift S again and say cursor to world origin. Now you have to do Shift A to add something and click mesh and go to plane. Now once you have a plane, just say scale again and just do it however big you want. I'll just make it that. Okay, and I will zoom out of it. Now, you can either use an array modifier in order to make the dominoes, or you can just say, let's get out of scale, and you can just click on you can just choose your domino and say Shift D to duplicate it, then press Y, and it will just make your duplicate of your domino come out in the y-axis. If you have your plane or whatever your domino run facing in the x-axis, then you can just press X instead of pressing Y, and that will duplicate your object in the x-axis. But for now, we don't want it in the x-axis because we have it in the y-axis. And then we could just say Control R, or wait, yeah, Shift R, R, and you could just keep on doing that on. Shift D, and then again Y there, and now Shift R, 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 as long as you want it. And we have one right here. Let's do Shift G and then put it on the Y-axis and just bring one right in the middle of there. Okay, so now I have it to as much as I want it to be. Okay, so let's see, how do we make this fall like a domino? So first of all, you have to choose all of them. So you can just go here where you see all of the dominoes, not on top of the plane, but like a bit away where you just see the grayness. Because that allows you to just select the dominoes. If I have it right here and I try selecting that, I select this plane as well. Just select these. And then now, since we had our origin down on the bottom, we need to set our origin back to the bottom, so back to the middle. So we do set origin to center of mass. And we just volume, object to center of mass, volume, right here. And this will put your origins of all of these dominoes in the center. Now it comes a bit of the more time-taking pass or time-taking thing. You have to select each one of these, then go right down here into the physics properties, and then say rigid body. Do this for all of your dominoes. Rigid body, rigid body, rigid. Finally, okay. And also you want to choose your plane. And remember, only choose your plane. Don't choose anything else. And then click rigid body. But now we're gonna go to type, and all of our dominoes and everything are on active. But that means that they will fall. So if I just put physics properties and then do it, everything falls. That's not what we want to have. So if we set our plane to passive, that's gonna stop it from falling. See? Okay, so that makes our plane into a ground now, so that nothing can go through it, and it's keeping everything there. It's not gonna fall to infinite gravity. So now, but we still want our dominoes to fall. Why aren't they? Well, here's the thing. There's nothing to make them fall. So we'll need to make something to make it fall, like a ball. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just gonna choose some random spot and then say Shift A and click on UV sphere. And this creates a ball type shape. Just put this into rigid body as well, and then grab this thing and place it right at the beginning, or right before your first domino. So I'm gonna grab it again, place it somewhere like there, and I think that's a good place to put it. Okay, and now we'll just grab it, put it a bit in front, and then there. Okay, so that we go right there. Now, what this is doing is this is gonna come down and hit our dominoes and start the domino chain, because there's something that needs to put in that force. But there's no way of making this move. How do we do that? Well, if you can see, there are two options down there. There's dynamic, which is the normal option chose for all of our rigid body. and then there is animated. So what we need is animated, because this allows us to put it animated so that it falls down and hits. So now how do we animate? Well, if you can see right down here, there's a timeline. I'll just pull it up. And this allows you to put keyframes and all of that. So what we'll need is select only the ball or the UV sphere, click I, and then click on location. Now that's our first thing. Okay, so it's gonna go there. But from there, we want it to hit a domino. So go as far as you like. Let's go to frame 20. And then say, now grab it and make it as if it's going through the block a bit. And then place it down. Okay, there. Now it is hitting the block. It's going through a bit, but that will work. Then it's in physics. When it has those physics, it's going to look like it's falling. It's going to hit it. And then just press I again and click on location 2 again. And now voila, you've just created a domino one. So now I know mine is a bit short, but that's okay. I guess, for right now. You can make this as big as you want. You don't have to at all make it this small. You can make it with curves. You can put them down. And actually, right now, I just want to make a curve. So just to show you guys how to make a curve. Oh, whoops, Control Z. And if you do anything that you don't want to do, just press Control Z and that'll just redo whatever you've done. Scale. Oopsie daisies. Scale. Okay, that's good. So, in order to make it do a curve, you can select one of yours, click on rotate, and now just click on the axis that you want it to, and just keep on G, X right here. Just rotate it a bit more, and then do GY. And just you should just go in a view that you can see your dominoes in a lot better. GX right there, GY a bit more, and you should always see if it is working or not. So let's see if that curve falls down, and yes, it makes it fall down. So let's go back to the beginning. I should just move it a bit there. Oops. G Y a bit closer. And now you can just keep on doing like this to each one of them to make the desired curve that you want. So now we can have G. Oh, whoops. Remember, you should never just do Z alone, because if it goes through the plane, then it's not going to work that well. So do Z, Y, or ZX, or GX, sorry, G, Y, or GX. Don't do G just normal, because it's going to go down through the plane or above the plane, and that's just going to mess up your domino line. So G, for here, we can say Y. And then G, Y, and whatever I am doing, it's totally up to you how you want to shape your curve or how you want to do that. I'm just giving you a bit of idea. so that you can implement it on your own. And this is by no means something that you have to do. That's what I love about Blender. You're not restricted to a few things. You can do whatever you want, which is something that you aren't so easily found. Things like these aren't always easily found, so that makes Blender quite unique in its own way. And here we go. And that looks like a good chain. Let's see if it works. Oh no, that didn't work. Well, it's easy to fix it. Just go back, click there, turn it a bit, and I think I need to put it a bit closer. And let's see if it works now. And yes, it works. So yeah, guys, that's the way that you make a domino chain. But if you remember, I also said I'm going to show you how to change the colors. Like in my video, I changed all of these colors that they had. How did I? Well, let me show you. Oh, oops. Okay, so let's view for this. If you see right here, we are right now in viewport shading. Sorry, my head is blocking that. We're right now in viewport shading. Put it into the other. So there's this one. What? So this is material preview, and this is just like this will just show grayness and stuff. But this is where you can add your colors. See, it turns it into white and all of that good stuff, which allows you to add color to it. Okay, so down if you go right here into material properties, there is this where it says base color and subsurface color. So you can just play around this a bit. The subsurface color doesn't do anything that much, but the base color does a lot. So you can go right there, make it as any color that you want it to be, and it works awesome. You can change them, you can add your own touch to it, whatever you want to do. So yeah, guys, that's all for today. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and share this with your friends who you think might find this useful. And bye.